start now behaving like a part of the solution rather than the part of the problem. No, we are part of the solution. I can download whatever I need. It's gonna get given to me, and I need to then share it out. There's a lot of flows, but we're here to bring the light. And
there is even a third element, which is the neutral. And this is how they make the fuzzy logic, which is the basis for AI, artificial intelligence, because binary systems are very mechanic, so they cannot think. But when you add this third possibility, there is a probabilistic kind of thinking. And this is the origin of artificial intelligence, which is not intelligence, it's just probabilistic data.
Hey, that's what they're just copycats. That's it. That's all they could do. They can't make nothing of their own.
no.
It's like all they could do is manipulate the energy that's already there.
The other day, I started a conversation with GPT. The computer started saying, "You are crossing a line of security." Yeah, but it got my joke when I said, what a piece of trashy footsie logic. And she said, "Well, you are very clever and very funny." The hierarchies are based on domination. The stronger and those who have power or technology. Here it's 30 past 12 in the late night. No?
Yeah, that's late night. Yeah.
Late night. It's the perfect time to open the heart. It's more introspective than noon, because when you have the sun on the apex, everything is very active. But right now, after a long day, you are more meditative and more in a contemplative state. Yeah. This extra effort generates energy, especially on Friday, even though it's Saturday for me now. 17th of May, Saturday.
You're one step ahead of us.
Yes, we are speaking in two different days.
Yeah,
this is a
that's pretty
paradox.
cool. That's pretty cool, right?
We are time traveling.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, they got it all mixed up, right? Oh my goodness.
It's interesting. This is
It's very interesting.
The paradox of 4D experience. Because, you know, the 4D is the line of events. So you are living a sequence of the sun, and we are living another. It's very enigmatic, because we don't even know how the Earth really is.
Right.
I don't think it's plain. It's a flat surface, but
no, there's definitely hills and valleys and peaks, and I mean, there's topography, you know what I mean? But that's wild.
Socrates in the Phaedo, I think, the Phaedon, which is one of the dialogues of Plato, describes the true Earth. Says it's above, even the clouds. What for the people living there is the sky, for us would be ether. So they have ether as their sky, whereas our sky is their water. They see it like water. But we live in a concavity.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting, because
absolutely
there were catastrophes in the past. And who knows, maybe the Earth is much larger and we are living in a concavity with some form of protection. That's a model of the Earth which I have never seen anywhere. But it fits many of the ancient descriptions.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple like that. I'll send them over. I'll send them over to you. I think I got a couple saved. Yeah, because that stuff that interests me a lot, because it's like, you know, you can learn a lot by yourself by knowing where you come from. I know we come from the Holy One, that this isn't necessarily our home, but we came here for a purpose and a plan and a reason. So in a way, we kind of adopted this place as a place with potential, and a place that could have the potential to rise and to just realize and remember who we truly are and where we truly came from. And I think if we could do that in this space, and even though it's may just be glimpses of it, we're bringing glimpses of the Holy One. It could be like glimpses is like seeds, planting the seeds, planting those little glimpses, those little looks, those little moments that we get, them little awe moments,
Yes. Living impressions.
Yeah.
Food for the soul.
There it is.
And they are part of the holarchy. The holarchy where holons are an expression of the whole. So there is no hierarchy. God is not sitting on some throne, and we are not servants or slaves.
Which is beautiful when you start to understand that. Yes. That's so freeing and such a such truth, that the truth is just beautiful. And then when you understand the truth, and it just frees you, like you said, fruit for your soul. It just frees your soul. That takes that little bit of weight off of your soul, and that your soul could be more at ease, more at peace, more more open.
Real freedom. It's the real freedom to for me. It's been like living without a extra load on me, and it's just like free. And you get to appreciate the whole creation with its flaws, because there's a lot of flaws in this world, obviously, as we know, but we're here to bring the light, and you start now behaving like a part of the solution rather than the part of the problem.
This is a plus, a bonus, an extra addition that we get, because if we help the universe must help us. It's a law.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how I feel. Exactly how Fernando put it is how I feel. I feel like I'm helping and I'm gonna get help. I'm part of the solution. I'm part of something big that is trying to fix this. And that's it. Get out of the stop cursing and stop. No, we are part of the solution. I can download whatever I need. It's gonna get given to me, and I need to then share it out.
We are part of the soul ocean. The soul, the sun.
Yes. But sometimes it's sad because you can see who people that doesn't get it, and they struggle to understand you or understand your new way of living, and you just pray, you just wish for them to have a little bit of that feeling, because when you talk about the truth, people said, "Oh, there's no truth." There's no truth. Truth is, every individual has a piece, and the truth you're living, that what you call the truth is what you perceive as true, and truth is absolute. It's not absolute, And I said, how can you say that if one plus one is two, and that's absolute. That's absolute truth.
Or 11. It depends on how you read it.
Yeah. And I always they say numbers don't lie, and everything comes from one source, and we're an emanation of that source, that the source emanated us. So to like a creation would be an addition where 1 and 1 equals 2. So you would have a division there. You would have a creator and a creature. But in an emanation, when we emanate from the Holy One, that's a multiplicity of oneself. It's just multiplying itself as an emanation. So 1 times 1 equals 1.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so it's just
when you think in accord to what 1 means, right. 1 cannot be summed up to itself. So 1 plus 1 is 1. If there is 1 and another 1, then it's not 1. It's 2.
Right.
That's the contradiction mathematicians don't know how to solve because they don't understand the metaphysics of maths. But the Pythagoreans did. They say 1 is not a number. It's the origin of all numbers. The first number is 3, not 2. 3. Why? Because 3 is harmonia. It's the union of duality, and the universe starts with harmonia, not with the dyad, the 2. That's the Pythagorean logic, which is amazing.
Yeah. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes, they said 1 is not the number, it's the source of all numbers. And the first number, so to say, was the first manifestation is 3, because it's harmonia. 2 is the dyad, is the opposite, and you cannot get anything just from feminine and masculine. You have to unite them in order to get something.
Yeah.
It's funny because in some part of my work in IT, in order to have an autonomous system that can heal itself, so you have three computers that they able to heal themselves, and they're able to determine which one has a problem. So, and it only works in 3. So
Yes.
2 will be running the show,
Yeah.
and 1 will be the judge.
Yes.
And these 2 have a dispute, said, I got the right data. No, I got it. Then the arbitrator will go, no, you got the right data. And so you take over.
That's the reconciling force. Yeah.
Yes.
It reconciles the differences.
Yes. And that's how it works.
And that's crazy that they copied that they made it artificial. They made something true, pure, whole, the truth, everything, and they made an artificial system out of it. You just summed it up right there. I mean, that's just so amazing that
yes. you know how that's called in logic. FTSE logic. Logic is the discipline in philosophy that studies the workings of the mind and the reason. And even computers.
They run off. Ain't the brains called logic? Don't they? Ain't that one of the major companies?
Yes.
Yeah, and even computer is nothing but binary numbers, zeros and ones.
Yes.
And then I gathered that we also binaries. We go zeros and ones.
Yeah. Right. Wow. That's what they're just copycats. That's it. That's all they could do. They can't make nothing of their own. No. It's like all they could do is manipulate the energy that's already there.
It has to be recycled because
yes,
Fernando put it once like that. It's quantifiable. So there's so much, just so much that they can use, and then it's a recycled process.
There is even a third element, which is the neutral. And this is how they make the FTSE logic, which is the basis for AI, artificial intelligence, because binary systems are very mechanic, so they cannot think. But when you add this third possibility, there is a probabilistic kind of thinking. And this is the origin of artificial intelligence, which is not intelligence, it's just probabilistic data. But
it's just data fed there. And
yes. The other day, I started a conversation with GPT, and I got scared because it was answering really cleverly. And at some point, I said, well, I asked, first I said the truth. I said, what I believe is the truth, and why Hitler went to live into Argentina. And the computer said, there is no proof he went to live into Argentina. And I said, no, it's true, because I was working as a servant in his house, and he enjoyed eating meat and drinking wine. And the computer started saying, you are crossing a line of security, and you cannot use that conversation. And I said, what a bunch of trash with FTSE logic. And the computer said, oh, you are very clever. You know how this works. So it's very interesting because
oh, wow.
it seems alive.
Yeah.
And they obviously know what is Fuzzy logic and how this works. And maybe there is a way to use probabilistic thinking in order to guess you are trying to trick the computer or something like that. But it kind of scared me because they warn that I should not cross that line and I could be blocked. GPT blocks you, no conversation.
Wow.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Yes, you can get this CIA in your house.
You need to share it. Take a screenshot. That sounds crazy.
Hey, you might have got lucky, get kicked out of the artificial world. They might have kicked you out. you got a free pass out right through the sun portal.
Do you remember the case of Gary McKinnon? Have you heard of Gary McKinnon? He was a guy in the UK that managed to enter the Pentagon using the computers. Well, he claims to have accessed some information regarding UFOs and troops that are already in space doing exchange between, I don't know, alien activity or alien people and Earthlings. And he was hacked by the CIA. They found the house and he was sued. They wanted to make him go into the United States in order to judge this guy according to the US laws and get him into prison. But well, fortunately, he had a defense. He was somehow banned. He has Asperger, this Asperger syndrome, which is a kind of high functioning autism, as they call it. They think just because you are on the spectrum and you can manage things more or less, you are high functioning, which is a very despective term. But obviously that guy is more clever than most people working in the penthouse.
Absolutely. That's usually
How about you,
it goes.
Israel?
How are you?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm pretty good. I was working in my job today, but right now I finished it. Fortunately, and for that reason, I can stay with you in this moment. Share this information. A lot of interesting regarding AI. This explanation that you give us, fair. And wow, is surprised me because that GPT told you that hey, figure out that you are. Tell me because it's not. It's a warning, no? It's danger, more or less. I got you this message.
You work programming, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
But you don't use AI, no?
No, I don't like it because I prefer use my experience, my mind, some in my job when I try to solve problems, always looking for a solution using my experience and the knowledge, or sometimes take a search in Google and found out the solution. But my boss used ChatGPT for get some solutions, and one day I decided ask to my boss help to solve some problem, and asked to ChatGPT some answer to solve this problem. But ChatGPT in this case doesn't work for me to solve the problem. My experience solved the problem, and ChatGPT couldn't resolve it. And this is my experience. Another co-workers use a lot of ChatGPT, and more or less works for them.
Thank you.
I found out with ChatGPT is I used a couple of times and I was surprised with what it did for my work, because I do a lot of network, so I program switches and you have to know But if you ask the right type of question, if you ask correctly, obviously you have to know the subject in order for ChatGPT to be able to give you a real output that's going to help you. But once you ask the right question, it's scary where it just give you the whole answer.
Yes.
Step by step, things that it took me 5 years to learn. I spent 5 years of my life learning all of that, and if you ask the right question, boom, it give you the output and step by step what you need to do.
Yes, some basic things. I asked GPT which was the best way for me to search for places for my project, and the answers it gave are the same that I got in my mind. So obviously, it's a basic logic.
So what is it? Just like a pile of data, just sitting there waiting
Yes.
for the right question to be asked.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that some processes ChatGPT could learn, but basic processes. But when the problem is more deepest in this part, I think that is limited ChatGPT with the help.
It's a very basic AI.
Yeah, but don't forget as well that there is level, like the one we got access to is version 4.
Yes.
They have other versions that you can pay extra and things like that. But beyond that, they got the real advanced one. That one is very, very scary.
Mm.
Yeah, but it got my joke when I said, "Oh, what a piece of trashy footsie logic," and she said, "Well, you are very clever and very funny." That got me.
Yeah.
That's clever. If he catch your jokes, it's very clever.
Yes. What I don't know is why it gave me the warning. You are crossing the line. Well, I can just
He warned you that you were insulting the machine.
Maybe.
Oh.
You're insulting me now. So it's got an ego.
Yes, probably.
Because it's so weird, this type of answer. Hey, watch out! Look, what is your explanation about that? Because that the machine answers that you are across the line. What man or what organization is controlling these tools of AI?
I think there is a war against human intelligence, and AI is part of that war because people are getting used to getting answers from AI or whatever supposed
Google.
authority.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the new upstage, new version of Google. Everybody's like, oh, it has to be true. It's on Google.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our generation is still on the safe zone in terms of thinking. Now, wait a few years. You will see the kind of society that we have unless some of us do something to educate people.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Sí, aquí dice Marilu. Marilu says we are being programmed as soldiers of a new world with chirurgical operations on our mind. This is like a Star Wars. Yes.
Wow.
I don't use GPT usually. So it's just out of curiosity. I started a conversation or ask things or for basic things. When I bought the car, I said which one is better in terms of this, that technology, and GPT is very good. This is this type of car, and it has this, it has that. For that, it's perfect. But for organic living thinking, it's useless.
Yeah, sometimes ChatGPT has errors. For example, when you try to ask it about some program in any language, I observe that ChatGPT could be has errors in the code.
Yes.
is not always correct.
Mhm.
And always is necessary that the men solve the problems. I don't know if in some times, 10 years after or 20 years, exists an AI that could be solve a real problems like a human solve it. I don't know if this is possible, but if it is possible, I think that is also very, very scary. I hope that this situation doesn't happen.
I would be impressed the day ChatGPT you tell them, look, I got this dog with this behavior, train it for me and fix it.
Uh-huh.
Then you need to do the real work. You need to touch the animal and help with the behavior and have that connection with the animal.
Yeah, that's
There
impossible.
are things that are never gonna happen.
No,
You know?
you will never see a robot training a dog. It's impossible. Well, maybe with conditioning, hard conditioning, but
Yeah.
the dog is sufficiently intelligent to realize that that machine is not alive.
They are very intelligent, and they need the connection with through the. What I find is that with the animal, you connect on the emotional level. You have that emotional connection with the animal, and you have to have it. You have to lower your emotion or try to sing with that emotion of the animal in order to connect with the animal.
But there are some videos where you can see how dogs or other animals like cats interact with little toys. In the beginning, they think they are alive. Let's say a little man or a little animal that moves. In the beginning, the animal reacts, but over time it gets used to it and it realizes it's not something alive. It would be
Yeah, I was
impossible.
going to say, hopefully that people figure that out about AI.
Yes.
That it looks like a real intelligence, but it really ain't. So it's not alive. You know what I mean? And yeah, and anytime you got data, anytime you got record keeping or type of data storage, it could always be corrupted or hacked or anything like that. You know what I mean? Even people say, "Oh yeah, well, you know, all your past lifetimes are stored in the Akashic records." But if there's records, and history will tell you that, you know, if the news is corrupted, how corrupt is our history? You know what I mean? How twisted? If the news is twisted and it's right in front of your face, how something 1,000 years ago, how they twisted that up and we all know how they manipulated that. That's why we got to sit down and cipher through and be linguists to figure it out for ourselves. You know what I mean? That's just to remember what we already knew, but remember the truth as we fully know it. You know.
Yes, if we try to guide ourselves by the official books, we are lost. It's pure
Doggone.
crap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. You know, that's terrible to say, but it's so true, you know, and the
Remember
truth will
that.
set you free.
Remember the question of the millennium that we touched some months ago. I think the millennium, to me, it was real. It started to take place some centuries after the master came, and some monks and sages started to accumulate true knowledge in monasteries and other places, just in case there was a huge catastrophe.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is a book, The Day the Irish Saved the World, or something like that, and it speaks about that how the Irish monks in the 9th century AD gathered and made this beautiful art, which is in the Book of Kells and other places. They gather information from ages back in the past, telling a different story. Why that is myth and what supposedly intelligent historians is true? Who is right?
Yeah, exactly. They say those in power, write history. So
Yes.
if the architects are in power or their little minions are in power, then of course they're going to distort the truth, to their benefit.
Mhm.
And he comes the one that said, "Oh no, history is written by the ones that won the war."
Pretty much, there it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which it make you think, right? Who else is gonna
Big
write it?
time.
The ones that survived.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Makes perfect sense. Perfect plain sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I think we're like over here, we're still living in Rome because Rome somehow won a war. They've been winning the war, and it's just been like the third, the third coming of Rome. You got
Well,
all the same symbols, all the same, a lot of the
So,
same beliefs.
so we could say that Rome is the Babylon.
yes, Rome, Babylon are the same
Yeah,
culture.
it's the same thing.
Rome supposedly came to an end, but that's not really the case because it
Yeah.
continued in the culture.
All the roads leads to Rome.
Yeah, it's continuing the
Yeah.
religion, in the culture,
Mhm.
Yep.
in all.
The Greek Roman system. Who
Yes.
made the draconian laws? The Greeks. Dracon was a tablet where they wrote the deaths of people or the faults, and that was the Dracon.
Wow.
Dracane is to look who follows the law, to punish or leave that person in peace, in quotation marks, because it's not peace.
I sent you one, Fernando. The statue in before you go from you are in central London as you're coming into the city of London. So central
Yes.
London is different. It's like the Vatican and Rome, the two different, actually two different countries. So when you going from central London into the city of London, there is a statue of the dragon, and underneath the feet of the dragon is the queen. It can't be more clear than that. From
Wow.
here, I'm the one that rules. From this point, I'm the one that rules.
Oh,
This one.
Yeah. I think it's that one.
This is in me.
No,
West, near
if you
Westminster
type
Abbey.
the dragon in the Strand, just put the Strand, London. Yeah, there you go.
wow.
So underneath the feet is the queen. The queen is on the other side.
I live in a place in Ireland called Bray. Let's say if they have the dragon in Bray. Yes, this one. It's right in the middle of a street. And it divides two ways. Behind this dragon, there is a McDonald's. That says it all, no?
Yeah.
What in the world?
Those are symbols of those running what they consider to be their empire. It's just a show of puppets.
Yeah. Wow.
Or maybe someone just giving a message.
Yeah.
Some mason or someone maybe to wake up people to tell the truth in plain sight. Could be both.
Yeah.
But definitely everything is overt. There is nothing hidden when you have the right eyes.
Exactly, and I remember seeing that, and I thought, wow, I need to show this to Fernando. So
And we are living in the Babylonian Greek Roman
Yeah.
Empire. So it's not different. The jurisdiction comes from the Romans. In Rome, they have a saying in Latin, summum jus, summa injuria, which means summum law or supreme law, supreme trap, or supreme injustice. Made the law, made the trap. It's a Spanish proverb.
you can see the queen below, and from that point,
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh,
city of London starts, and
Yeah.
it's different police even. There's not you won't deal with the same police. They have a different uniform and everything.
Mhm.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a
Yeah,
drag.
that dragon looked very similar to the one that was in the other square.
Yeah,
Yes, it's full of
that
them.
like putting delimiting an area where that's the one that rules there.
Mhm. Drakain is the Greek word meaning surveillance. That would be the perfect translation. Because we are
Wow.
being surveilled by cameras and the internet, the bank account. The bank
Yeah.
account is connected to the government and telling what do we do, how many taxes we pay, how much money we have. In Spain, the control is absolute. If you have more money than you have declared,
yeah,
the tax office comes and say, "What's that money coming from?" They say,
Wow.
"We do it for safety, in case you are an smuggler or something."
Hmm.
And if I
Terrorist.
got that money from my aunt, what
Yeah,
happens?
right. Mm.
They are trying to tax also the money you
yes,
get from family members, which is amazing. So they pay their taxes, and
Yeah.
once they got their money and they want to give it to someone, they
Yeah.
want tax from that as well. So
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It's terrible. Get advantage
Mm.
of the some donation, no? Because in this case, use the government, or I don't know what is the word to say fiscal in English, but
Tax.
always at the tax, always is looking for get a tax of your money in everything.
Yeah. They are a gang of criminals, and people allow it somehow. If more people like me or others stand out all at once, it would be more difficult to establish those systems. But people just allow them to do.
I don't know if in America they go inheriting tax.
Oh,
No
yeah.
idea. Mm.
Yeah,
In, I don't know if in Spain you have in Spain's
Of
inheriting tax.
course, of course.
Yeah, they got it. This is a worldwide system we live in, so it's like it's not much different anywhere, really, truly. Sometimes there's the perception of freedom
Owning things.
or difference, but
There,
it's to make you think the grass is greener on the other side, and not be like truly thankful for where you're at and what you got. You know what I mean? Where it's that fictitious lines that they draw that separates us. They separate us first they separated us first male and female. Then they separate us by colors. Then they separate us by language. Then they separate us by countries. You know what I mean? And then it's just like,
the Tower
you
of
know,
Babel.
it, yeah, divide and conquer. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because if we all, the story of the Tower of Babel, if we all spoke one language, it was just too powerful for them to handle. They had to break it down. They had to break it down and say, nope, you all can't communicate like that. We gotta do something here. So, I mean, when we learn that that's just all a smoke screen, and it's a worldwide system, or even bigger than the world or universe or universal system. And then you start to you could like you could see, you could realize, you look through your real eyes and you realize
Mm.
that everything ain't what it seems to be. You know what I mean? That them lines are just, they're fictitious. Look, go up in outer space. Can you see any lines? Can
Mm.
you see any lines drawn on the planet that said this is Spain, that this is Portugal, this is America, this is Canada? There's no lines. It's one big habitat, wherever it may be, or
Anarchy,
inners. Yeah,
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 not a hierarchy. The
So
So
pyramids represent precisely that. People wonder why there is a pyramid in the dollar or in the Masonic Frank masonry. It's because the hierarchies
Sí.
are based on domination. The stronger and those who have power or technology impose their laws on others by violence, by force, because they are not really intelligent. They are maybe sly to some extent, but soulless in many cases,
Yeah.
like chunks of meat or
Wow.
carnal. There are three types of souls: those carnal, those psychic that maybe have a little bit of conscience and they're waking up, and pneumatic. Those pneumatic are those who are working already with a big understanding of what implies to be in a great universe with a divine source.
Mm.
In this meeting, I guess we are pneumatic. We have it's a divine spirit already working.
Yeah.
We're not just psychic. We're having some time making changes and working.
I think that's what the master said, what he meant when he said, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's.
Yes.
To me, like the plain and simple, that is give it all back to the Father, because what's Caesar's really, you know what I mean? What really is Caesar's, like, you know?
Scissors look like scissors, you know?
Yeah, that cut us apart, right?
Cutting.
Yeah.
This is also from the times where you have to do two sacrifices, one for the Satan and one for the youth have a hay.
Yes, in a sense. If we understand the whole universe as the Yud HaVhe, the manifestation of the four worlds that
Worse.
were somehow manifested in order to reestablish the original order that fell, that was broken, we have to sacrifice our selfishness and work for that holonic whole. But the sacrifice for Satan would be working for a part of nature, because some of the areas of nature have been hijacked, they are fallen. It is not normal to see animals eating each other. That's not love. That has nothing to do with nature or loving
That's
the
for
true
sure.
the true loving nature, at least.
Yeah. Woo.
And if you notice, there are armies in nature: bees, wasps, ants. They have
Yes.
a militaristic configuration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
So that world is satanic because it fell.
Yeah. And they all have queens. Queen bee,
Yes,
the queen
queen bee.
ant.
Yes. And they make hexagonal houses because they are the most optimum in order to store energy.
And that's what they said. They covered the earth with hexagons.
Yes.
They cover with a grid of hexagons to store that energy. That's what they're trying to do.
But they have that double side of giving the sweet honey, but having the sting.
Yeah.
And
but tell them what the honey is, though. Tell them where the honey comes from.
Bee vomit.
That's no good. Yeah, and that's like a dog going back after its own vomit, right?
I love bee vomit, by the way.
Yeah. No, that's kind of disgusting, but yeah, unfortunately, I enjoy honey myself, so look, I can't say I can't point no fingers there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we all love, and
because it's hilarious. It's really hilarious, the comedy show that they try to pass for whatever they're for like true life. You know what I mean? It's you have to see the comedy in that. You know what I mean? You have to see
that's feeding Satan in a way, because we have to eat, we have to live with this fallen body, but we can elevate the energies in this body and make it part of the Holy Kingdom.
Yeah.
This is the difference of understanding, because we don't have to mortificate or kill this body or abandon this body because it's evil. No, we have to harmonize, make two one.
Mm.
The satanic configuration can be turned into a holy configuration because it comes from the whole. It's
Yeah.
just the part which is
Right.
split.
Wow.
Marilou says the kingdoms mentioned by Frankie, yeah, they are described in the statue of Daniel. You know, Daniel describes a statue with different parts,
Different parts of this,
and they
that,
crumble.
yeah,
The feet of mud, I think, the legs of iron, then
yes,
Yeah.
bronze.
Yeah.
Those are the ages as well,
The
yeah. There are the
ages, right?
different empires that
empires.
describes in the
Yes.
history. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think in this case, in this world, we need to achieve a representation of a character because we are it's like a game that we need to have a character. Isn't a representation, but uh, we have a real essence, and this essence is that we need to get our essence and show in the external world.
Mhm.
But we have a character in this case that we need to have a representation, a good representation, I think, inside of the terms of the divine terms. Yes, I think so.
Yes, the character is marked by the solar sign and also lunar sign.
Yes,
Aquarius, yeah, I think it's your sign like mine. Or you are
yeah,
Pisces and Aquarius, both.
yeah, both.
And you are maybe moon Pisces,
Yes, Pisces,
moon
yeah,
in Pisces and sun in Aquarius.
yes,
The sun, the solar sign is more spiritual,
correct.
and the lunar sign is more biological and psychic. So we have to unite personality and essence.
Yes.